What's going on, guys? What's going on, guys? How you guys doing today? So, I apologize for it being so late. Had lots of issues, and of course, I'm a father above all else, and my kiddos will always come first. But I hope everyone is able to tune in tonight. If you can hear me, please comment in the chat section that you can hear me. It's just been lots of audio issues tonight trying to get this live set up with all these new graphics and stuff. So I just want to make sure you guys can hear me before I get started. Let me see here. Here we go. Pop out chat. So again, if you guys can hear me, just make sure to just type in the chat section. Doing a mic check. Mic check. Mic check. All right, well, I'm going to go ahead and get started. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to look at the cryptocurrency market, and right now the market cap is currently sitting at 1.46. Yes, that's trillion. Bitcoin, of course, is sitting in first, as always. And this chart shows so different. If you guys see this differently, okay, it doesn't show it like this on the phone. It is quite different, but on the desktop, it looks like this. So Bitcoin currently coming in right now with a $659 billion market cap. Ethereum, of course, in second with a $249 billion market cap. And then we have BNB coming in with a $46 billion market cap, and of course USDT with the 62 billion. And that pretty much rounds out the top four. And then everything else is made up below. So some of the top gainers today, Powerball, whatever that is, had a 2,600% increase. And Latham Cash, Masubi, and Juby. And then top losers, Whale Farm with 99% loss, Merlin, Frozen Cake, The Swedish Trust, and Xeon Network rounding out the top 5 losers. And we're going to actually come over here and look at some news. Australia's financial watchdog says Bitcoin ETP could create risk, seeks feedback. And there was one interesting story I really did want to show you guys in here. And this was pretty sweet right here. It's about Texas. And I actually live in Texas. So Argo Blockchain secures 20 million Bitcoin-backed loan to expand Texas data center. Argo Blockchain said the loan agreement is for a term of 6 months and includes a portion of the company's Bitcoin holding as collateral. Proceeds will be used to continue the expansion of the company's data center in West Texas and to meet its operating cash flow requirements. In March, London-based Argo acquired the New York firm DPN LLC, bringing its ownership of a chunk of land in West Texas for the construction of a new cryptocurrency mining facility. There you have it, ladies and gents. Mining facility coming to Texas. This agreement allows Argo to secure competitive terms on a loan facility while also allowing us to continue to hodl our Bitcoin, says Argo CEO Peter Wall. With that being said, I want to come over here and look at the coin I did a video earlier on, Solanium. So Solanium currently coming in with a fully diluted market cap of 32 million and an actual market cap of 10 million. So small cap gem. Definitely, if you look at its popularity on the Solana network, currently having a circulating supply of 31 million slim and a max supply of 100 million, which is good. Is this coin new? Yes, it is. However, I would encourage you not to sleep on it. Now, does that mean go dump $10,000 in it right now? No. Dollar cost average in. Now, if you want the best dollar cost averaging matrix on the market, go over to Ryan Matters channel and definitely scoop up his dollar cost averaging matrix. Um, but I definitely have mine in here. Okay, so uh, if you were to put 5,000 in, of course, I have targets of 1x, 3x, 6x, 10x, and 15x. If it did hit the 15x target, which is not overreach for a coin with only a total supply of 100 million, $11 is definitely not an overreach. After what we see happen in bull runs, the total profits will be $247,000 made off of a total of 38,995 coins. Now at this bottom here, you can see if I hit the refresh prices button that the price is currently 58.17% from its all-time high of 78 cents. And so it has not reached the first target of purchasing, which would be 31 cents. So with that being said, this is a little tracker that I created, and it's so awesome because over here to the right you can put in your entries of how many coins you bought, so you can keep track of that for purposes of this. And then you have your chart here at the bottom. You have your profit and ROI graphs here in the middle, and I set them to adjust. So for instance, if I came in here and let's say I put in that I bought $2,000 of Bitcoin, and let's say I got it when the price was 38.50, which would have been about 0.51, and boom, you see right here it changes the numbers to show how much in the profit. Of course, it made everything else disappear because nothing else is sitting that high in a profit, but that just gives you an example of how this works. Now, this is for illustration purposes only. None of my actual coins are in this matrix. Yeah, so once again, if you guys can hear me, please make sure to let me know, because I've been having issues with the live stream. So I just want to make sure that everyone can hear me. And going forward, let's actually look at the Bitcoin chart. Okay, this is the Bitcoin US dollar chart based on Bitstamp. And as we look at this weekly time, I want you guys to see something here, because there's some things being left unsaid by some of the I'm not going to put names out there, but things left unsaid. So I'm going to educate you today. So Bitcoin was oversold up here. Okay, so I'll circle that for you. Bitcoin was oversold up here on the weekly during its all-time high, indicating that this wasn't highest Bitcoin's price could sustain on a weekly time frame. Okay. And if you match that up, you can come down here and see that it was oversold. Or excuse me, it was Yes, overbought. Good gracious. I knew something was wrong here. This should say overbought, not oversold. uh, always get those two mixed up. Overbought, oversold, overbought, oversold. There we go. Bitcoin was overbought on the weekly during its all-time high, indicating that this was as high as Bitcoin's price could sustain on a weekly time frame. Now, on the weekly, when price is increasing, okay, price is increasing on the weeks, but RSI has reached an extremely overbought mark, coupled with a decline in during macro distribution phase. This is indicative of an incoming bear market. So as you see here, price was going up, but way back here in January, the RSI was already extremely oversold at 94, and the decline has been going ever since. If it continues on this trend, Bitcoin will be finding the bottom of its RSI between about 27 September and about 25 October. So look for 27 September and 25 October for Bitcoin to find the bottom of its RSI on the weekly time frame. Okay, so RSIs change depending on which time frame you're in, right? So if you switch over to, for instance, I'll show you here. If I switched over to the daily, right, you see that RSI changed. Okay, so definitely understand that as you're learning TA, data changes based on the time frame. Okay, data changes based on the time frame. Hence why I made that video debunking that Wyckoff was working off of that 4-hour time frame. Okay, first of all, understand that 100 years ago, the 4-hour trading did not exist. 15-minute trade, there was no such thing as scalp trading. Okay, trading was based off the daily and the weekly. Okay, and that chart was not designed to monitor Bitcoin. Okay, it was designed off of the psychology of the stock market from a whale perspective, because they use logic and force the retail investor to use emotion. Okay, so that's the purpose of why Wyckoff designed what's actually called the Wyckoff logic, to show how major whales in a market, specifically the stock market, would use psychological pressure to cause emotional responses with retail investors. Okay, that's how they can trigger a massive run up without them buying, right? Because check this out. The whales buy down here, okay? They buy here. All of this action is all retail, okay? Then the whales sell up here, and all of this action, that's not the whales, okay? They've already took their profits. Everybody else that didn't sell is stuck up here in the dumb money range. Now, what happens if price goes back up? Are they accumulating a little bit? Yes, but not really. That's why all of that tether that got moved over to exchanges, they're holding it. Why? Because they, let me see, remove this out of the way here. They know what's coming, okay? They know what's coming. They know Bitcoin's going to dance around, and then boom. And then that's where they'll grab, okay? That's where they'll grab. They don't want to buy up here when they know they can buy down here, when they can buy down here. Okay, they're not going to do that. So thank you, Joey. Thank you. All right. And I definitely will show Ethereum on the charts today. I did promise to show Ethereum, so we will get to Ethereum once I'm done here with Bitcoin. Now, again, they try to tell you that uh, there was no blow off top. Okay, let's compare something here then. This is the 2017-2018 run. You also have to understand that the fundamentals were different back then. Okay, the environment, the community, the investors, it was different. Okay, so this action here was pretty much about 95% retail. Now, all of this involves countries, institutions, corporations, government officials, retail. Now you have a whole extra spectrum of investors to look at. But again, if this is going to be considered a blow off top, how in the hell is this not considered a blow off top? Again, this literally erased 6 months of work. I'm just being realistic with you. Okay, we're going to be realistic on this channel. Now, if you want to look at the 21-week EMA, and I bring that up for a very specific reason here, and we'll go over that in a second. Okay, we will go over that in a second. I just want to change this color so you guys can actually see it. Oh, that's not it. There we go. Now, when you have influencers that a couple months ago were saying, oh, we're fine, right? As long as Bitcoin is above the 21-week EMA, it's one of the heaviest hitting indicators to understand Bitcoin's movement. As long as it's above the 21-week EMA, we are still in the bull run. Once it goes below it, we are in a bear market. Most notably, you know what? I'm just going to leave the name out of it. However, this person did say on several occasions that, oh, we're in trouble. If we go below this, a bear market is coming. And then every single day, you still keep getting shilled videos about how Bitcoin's getting ready to have this massive, 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 massive run up. How about no? How about no? And now, again, the way you have to understand how candles work is you can't just have one, you have to have a secondary candle for confirmation. Okay, this is the primary, this is the confirmation. And any smart influencer that understands TA will tell you that you never go off of the very first candle. You have to wait for confirmation. And if you want to be safe, wait for a double confirmation. But look what we have here. We have our primary. Then we have 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 5 weeks. Oh, wow. We're in the 6th week underneath the 21-week EMA. Now you want to battle test that. Let's go back here. Okay. We can go back here. This is 2017-2018 bull run. Once you got a confirmation below the 21-week EMA, the bull run was over. This action right here that you guys see right here, that's what's called a reaction rally. Okay? Some may call it a relief rally, but it was over. because look at the heinous decline afterwards. Okay, so again, here, the 2019 rally, once it confirmed below the 21-week EMA, you had a little relief rally, even a secondary downward action. All right, so the projected path we have here, now we can go over to the daily, and we'll turn off this 21 week because that only works on the weekly. Now we do have that trend that I showed you guys the other day. Okay, so we'll break a trend line, and we can kind of move that. Come on here. Don't be stingy. There you go. All right. And we can look at this. Now, up here, did we get a confirmation? Yes, we did. We had 1, 2, 3 confirmations. Okay. But this is what's called a fake out to the upside. All right. It was a fake out to the upside. We came back below, and this right here was, and you can see it in the RSI, you have bullish divergence. But what's happening? It's actually getting rejected at the trend. It's getting rejected at the trend. Now, if we zoom out, and this is what a lot of people aren't paying attention to, we've actually formed a macro head and shoulders on the daily. A macro head and shoulders. If that does play out, look for um, my mountain base theory to play out, guys. Okay, look for my mountain base theory to play out, because it's going to come down and retest the phase E. So it's pretty interesting. Royal, no problem. You're welcome. Joey Chan says, can you give a hint on who are these people shilling Bitcoin now? Uh, well, Crypto, BitBoy, uh, Wendy has calmed down a lot. And don't get me wrong, Wendy is a great person. Crypto is a great person. I just think that he's just lost his absolute damn mind. I don't know how to say it. Uh, but when you hear right here, okay, right here, they were calling for $300,000 Bitcoin, $300,000 Bitcoin, $300,000 Bitcoin. Then once it got here, they said this was going to 50K. They said this was going to 50K. They said this was going to 55K. They said this was going to retest the all-time high. Are you freaking kidding me? No. We're just going to keep it real on this channel. Okay? So, for those that had a chance to see me in my, if you watch my other videos and you watch my mountain base theory, it makes a lot of sense. I have validated the data on multiple coins, multiple bull runs, and this bull run is just more data for me to be able to put in the theory before I attempt to publish it in a scholarly article. Okay, so this data is very important for me, whether it goes up or goes down. But what you guys have to understand is the downtrend. Okay, look at the RSI. Okay, and this is on the daily. The downtrend had already started way back here. The downtrend in RSI started way back here on a daily time frame. Again, the daily is going to do something different from the weekly, from the monthly. Okay, but I want you to understand that the RSI has met resistance, 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 didn't even get high enough, resistance, and now it's just double topped. Okay, it's going to come back down and attempt to retest 30. Okay, it's going to come back down and attempt to retest 30. Now, does it mean that um, that price can't go up when RSI is coming down? No, absolutely not. That's not what it means. Okay, um, this is just showing that the asset is either considered uh, overbought or oversold. Okay, so up here it was extremely overbought. But the RSI has continued to decline. And where does that put us? Right into that time frame where I said to watch out for between September and October for it to start to find bottom. And then it could just come down here and chop. It could come back up. Okay. So I would just watch out for that. So if you guys like that perspective and it's something that you hadn't been paying attention to, just put it in the comment section. I like that perspective. Muhammad says, thanks for the updates, Rick. What are your entry positions for the short? Well, I don't have any entry positions in right now, and this is why. If you see here on the daily how the RSI, even though we're on that downtrend, how it's lingering right now, and I don't like that. And right now, with the current trend that I showed you on the daily, you see that? I'm skeptical of opening a position when we are floating between the trend. Okay, what that means, it's that it's that cliche saying, Bitcoin could go up, Bitcoin could go down. But what I will tell you is that in terms of the trend line, okay, if you take the trend line and we can draw that all the way out, okay, we have double topped. And since we have double topped, we can expect RSI to come down, and it could be a pretty nasty drop. But we just have to wait and play it out until there's a confirmation in this trend. It's really, you know, it's okay to wait until you get a confirmation. Okay. Um, like Ryan Mata says, if you have the money to scale into your short, that's different. If you do not have the money to play around like that, then just wait until you get confirmation. It's okay to be a little skeptical at times. Okay. Um, I'd rather have you be a little skeptical and not get stopped out, or, you know, by being overconfident and getting just absolutely smashed. And what I mean by that is this right here, okay? This turned into a major, major long squeeze. Why? Because they had two confirmations and got cocky. Oh, Bitcoin's running up to it's gonna go to 50K. Bull run's back on. Smash, little James. Smashed. So, uh, and I'm a man of my word. I did say we would check out Ethereum, and so we are going to do just that. Ooh, let's clear this stuff up out of here. Okay, so this is actually um, my my ETH drawings from my mountain base theory. Forgot I had left them on here. Jeremy Isaac says, "Great new channel. You, Kirby, and Four Flies, and maybe Tone Vase are the only realistic ones. I'm a trader and enjoy the content." Hey, Jeremy, thank you very much. I really appreciate you for the support, and I absolutely love Kirby. So what this is right here, okay? This is a pending retest of phase E of previous macro accumulation, okay? So this all this action right here is macro accumulation. That's what that is, okay? That's what you're seeing there. That's macro accumulation. Now, this line is important, okay? Now, this blue line, that's from the previous run. This red line is from this run. And so that's why I call it a mountain base theory. Because if you go back to the 2017-2018 run, we have our phase E meeting up with our date plus or minus 2 to 3 days. And right here, we have our retest of the previous macro accumulation phase E, completing the base of the mountain. So that's what that is. Okay. So right here, which would put ETH at it would put ETH at $1,007, is the expected retest to complete the mountain base. Now, my research has proven that every single time that the front side base of the mountain started, RSI was extremely overbought. Overbought. Come all the way back. So that's definitely something I'd watch out for. Now, the reason why ETH is on a run right now on the daily is because we had a double bottom. Okay, we had a double bottom. But also, ETH is on, it's still on a downtrend. Okay, so, and what that means is that, actually we can do this. Okay, so this is peak right here. Okay, and then this could be, oh, we can move that down. All right. This area of confluence can be considered a ceiling of resistance. Previous support becomes future resistance. We have that zone right there. You have the current rejection zone. Okay. And then you have a whole lot of support right there. Now, ETH is working between two channels, okay? Channel 1 and channel 2. Now, it's back up in channel 2, and it did have 1, 2 confirmations there. However, it's looking like we're going to have a reversal. It's going to be really hard to stop this downtrending action of Ethereum. It's just going to be really hard. It's going to be really hard. I mean, Now we can go look at Ethereum on the weekly. Look at that. Oh, goodness. That is just disgusting. Okay. So looking back, right, we got as low enough. Okay. Even if we take right here, the last time ETH was sitting in this price zone was in April. Okay. If you take as low as we got, we hadn't hit that type of price action since March. Okay. July will be bloody. ADA Max says July will be bloody. Oh, yeah. Like the OG Da Vinci J15 says, man, one more major hit and waboosh. It's gonna get nasty. Now we can look at ETH on the hourly. Now this is what I'm not liking here. Okay, so this is okay. So RSI here did a very quick double top. We've come down. It looks like it found bottom. It tried to come up, and we're seeing a reversal. So if we spread this out a little bit, okay, and man, I don't much want to draw a trend on this. This is so hard to trade with Ethereum right now. I mean, if you ran, so that would pretty much be the uptrending um, support, and then it broke down below it. So now it's had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, going on the ninth hour of breaking below the trend. And that does not look good for Ethereum. That just doesn't look good at all. So I'd be careful with Ethereum trading right now unless you are an extreme expert, or you don't want to get wrecked like Kirby said, you don't want to get wrecked like Lil James. Okay? But again, just like I showed you guys, all that crap they're talking, okay? Remember, this was way back in mid-May when ETH found its all-time high. Okay? All the way back in mid-May. Here we are approaching July in a couple of days. So if you want to take where's my arrow? We have been on a downtrend since then. Okay? We've been on a downtrend. And that's a pretty nasty downtrend. Again, and this works on Ethereum too, just like I told you guys in the beginning of this video. When prices going up, setting new all-time highs, but RSI is declining, that is reminiscent of a bear market. Okay, it's an indication of a bear market. It's indicative of a bear market that is coming. It doesn't mean we're currently in it, but that it is coming. Okay, so I just want you guys to kind of understand that. Is there any other coins you guys would like me to check out before I go? Um, Hello from India. Hello, how are you? Says low volume pumps, and people think we're back in a bull run. Oh yeah, because this is what they do, you know. And here's a great explanation of it on Ethereum, and you guys have seen it if you've been watching people's live videos. Oh, this is just the correction we needed. Oh, the bull run's back on, you see? Oh, well, it's just it's manipulation. The bull run's back on. Manipulation. The bull run's back on. Manipulation. The bull run's back on. Does that not sound a little familiar to everybody? And we can go back over to Bitcoin. You guys heard the same crap over on um on Bitcoin, right? Manipulation, bull runs back on. Manipulation, bull runs back on. Bull runs back on. Bull runs back on. Manipulation, and here we go. Do or die July. Well, I could tell you what's coming on the 4th. Shillipendence Day. Because that's exactly what they're going to do. They're going to shill you to sleep. Again, I made it very clear. Price was going up. Okay. And we can pull this up here. Price was going up. And RSI was coming down. The asset was extremely overbought long before it even reached an all-time high. Okay, Bitcoin was actually exhausted back here. This was not manipulation. It was extremely overbought. 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 Okay, but what do you notice here? Resistance. 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 Resistance, and a quick double top, and this was a quick double top. Bearish divergence. Resistance. And oh, look at that. Would you look at that? Resistance. Eh, they don't. Mystic Rick, crypto picks. Jeremy Isaac says, what would confirm the potential reversal on BTC for you right now, and how large a time frame would you be looking at? Okay, so if it were a daily time frame, like I said, the daily is very sketchy right now. Okay, and the reason why it's sketchy, we can come in here some so we can kind of the reason why it's sketchy is because I want you to look at these two candles right here. One's playing into the trend line, the other one is not done yet, right? It's not done yet. So it could go up, it could go down. Bitcoin go up, Bitcoin go down. All right. But look at this, right? Ooh, that was the ugliest. Look at this. Okay. This action right here, you had 1, 2, 3 candles above after the trend broke. Right? So you had a confirmation. But again, The bears are fighting back. They're tired of the crap. The bulls are just losing. You know, right? The bulls are just losing. And again, I want to show this to you guys. Okay, I really want you guys to go and look at my my mountaintop theory. Okay, my mountain base theory. Right. So I showed you guys how to properly use the wick off. Right. Not trying to match it with what Bitcoin is actually doing. That's not how it's used. And that's not how Wyckoff designed it. Okay, it's designed to actually look at phases, but with retrospect to the actual phase and not a part of the whole chart that they're trying to show you. Okay, you can't have a distribution connected directly to an accumulation. That's not how this works. Okay, so what you're seeing from my theory is you have your phase E of previous macro accumulation happening in 2017. You have your peak, then you have the retest of the previous phase E's macro accumulation, creating a base of the mountain. Come down to 2019. You have your phase E retest of the base of the or excuse me, retest of phase E, creating the base. Okay, and this was just a rally. Okay, it wasn't a bull run. Then you look over here, we have our phase E. The expected retest will be $19,928 with the CME gap just below that. Okay, right in this confluence right here is where that CME gap is. And so I really encourage you guys, if you haven't watched it already, to please go. And then also I showed you in XRP. Okay, you have the phase E on the blue down here, which is that 2017 run. The retest of phase E, base of the mountain complete. Over here in the current bull run, you have your phase E, and we're cents away from the retest, creating the base of the mountain. Now, what do you see every single time the phase E lines up with the date? RSI overbought. RSI overbought. Same with Ethereum. Okay, like I showed you before. This is our current one. This is the retest that's expected. Where was RSI at the cross? Overbought. Back here, 2017, 2018, you got your phase cross. You had your retest, base of the mountain. Where was it at the cross? Overbought. Mystic Rick just might be onto something here. So if you're trading off the daily, I would just hold off. But let's go down to, if you want to look at the hourly, okay, go look at the hourly. Right now, I wouldn't do anything off the hourly. If you were going to do something off the hourly, it would have been back here at this triple top, right? Or a short trade here on this double top. This would have been a great double top, okay? But sometimes you get confluence like this and you can't trade that crap, right? So we need some more data here. Right? We need some more data because we're fresh off. Oh, get that out of there. We're fresh off a double top. Okay. Does that make sense? I'm making sense to everybody? I hope so. So on the hourly, I would just stay away if you're trading off the hourly. It's just not enough data on the hourly right now. Now, if you're looking at the 4-hourly, this would be a good chart to trade off of, right? Now you see we just got the trend just broke back down. We're on the candle right now. Okay, so we broke through it on this candle, but we're trying to confirm it on this candle. You need to wait for this candle to finish printing on the 4-hour before you take that trade, right? You want a confirmation. Let the candle finish printing first. If it stays below, that is a confirmation of, a direction and trend change. So, but again, right? You need to let the candle finish printing, and you need some more data. Okay, you need some more data. So I just be cautious with that trade. Okay, make sure you're trading off the right time frame. Okay, just make sure you're trading off the right time frame. But again, what I think we're gonna see here is we still have that downtrend even on the 4-hour, right? Even on the 4-hour, you can see it. Again, this was a fake out to the upside. If this confirms, it's looking like a fake out to the upside, and it could get nasty because guess what? A W eventually turns into an M, and then eventually a W, and then eventually an M. Bullish divergence, bearish divergence, bullish divergence, bearish divergence. Not saying that they're going to look all pretty like this, okay? But you just came off of that was a perfect bullish divergence right there. And it's looking like it's going to shape up to be bearish divergence. So Ryan knows what he's doing. That's why he set up a trade. He knows what's coming. Okay. Again, you look at the daily time frame. Even on the daily, right? We have our trend, and it's looking to retest to come back below it. But it doesn't change the fact that this trend on the RSI is still getting rejected at the top of that trend line, right? RSI is not even able to make it up here to 70. It hasn't been able to make it over 70 since 13 March. Let me see. Okay, somebody said Solana. Good morning from the UK. Watching now, 40 minutes behind. Oh, that's fine. Enjoying your recent analysis. Hope you're right about the 20K and the mountain-based theory. Keep up the good work. Good to have you around. Um, I remember what you shilled last summer. That's awesome. Raphael, yes, I can look at Solana. Oh, Jeremy said, sorry, I meant the current reversal to the downside of the current short-term pump. Well, hopefully I covered that for you. I'm pretty sure I covered that. Death Proof says, it's my first time watching your content. I heard of you from Ryan. Seriously, great stuff so far. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, comfortable taking a short. It depends on what time frame you're trading on, right? A short on the daily is different from a short on the 15 minute. So it depends on if you're long-term shorting or if you're scalping. But I just showed you the daily, the 4-hourly, and the hourly. Right now, I'd stay away from the hourly right now. I would stay away from the hourly. Especially this is that time of the morning where Europe is just like jacking up some commas. So I would stay away from it. Yes, I will look at I'm a short 36,000 with the stop at break even. Just wanted your opinion. Okay. Yeah, 36,000. I mean, you're still in a great entry, right? You're still in a great entry. Right now, what's showing on here says hold it. Now, does it mean? And I'll show you guys on the Keltner here real quick. We'll look at the Keltner, and I could tell you what to possibly at the max if the trend, because this is what happens for those who haven't seen this before. I'll show you exactly what happens on the front side of a bull run. The bottom of the Keltner is support, and then it shoots through the top, then uses the bottom as support and shoots through the top. Support through the top. Support through the top. And then you have your trend change. Okay? You have your trend change right here. Now, on the trend change of a Keltner, which is the backside of the bull run, it busts through the bottom. Okay? So now it's busting through the bottom. The top is resistance. Through the bottom, the top is resistance. To a T. Look at that. Not even a dollar over, right? Through the bottom, look for somewhere in this range, because that's where the Keltner's headed to, which would put it at about 37,000, right? It could potentially, the bulls could potentially test 37,000, but it doesn't mean it has to get there, because look at here, right? It couldn't even make it halfway through the Keltner. Couldn't make it halfway. Okay? Couldn't make it halfway. So it doesn't mean that it has to go all the way up for the retest. I would just expect a minimum, okay? A minimum. Now, as of right now, the reversal is being put to the test. But I'd still expect that 37,000 to be checked out, okay? I wouldn't overlook it just yet. Again, it could come back down. It doesn't mean it has to go all the way up. But because we are at a trend reversal, and what did I just show you guys? Okay, every time obviously every one of these candles is a new all-time high every single day, right? But if you look at the peaks, okay, on the front side of a bull run, the peaks are through the top of the Keltner, the troughs bounce off the bottom. The peaks are through the top, the troughs off the bottom. Peak is through the top, troughs off the bottom. Peak is through the top, trend change. So I hope that makes great sense for everybody. I'm going to look at Solana. So I promised you guys I'd look at Solana, and it's the same for Solana. Okay. Again, the type of stuff I'm showing you guys, you can use it on several charts. All right. The bull run initiated through the top. Okay. Bottom as support. Through the top. Bottom as support. Through the top. Okay. And then we have our trend change right in here. Now we're through the bottom. Top is resistance. Through the bottom. Now we're having a retest of the trend change. But at the bare minimum, have your eyes set on about a retest of possibly $36, right? If the pump continues, expect a retest of $36 before the trend change. Doesn't mean it can't just go down now, but I would at least expect a maximum of $36 retest before trying to change directions. And in terms of looking at it, I mean, you got to think um, it's still getting rejected off of this trend line. I mean, to a T. Okay, so Solana is still stuck on that downtrending pattern. So by 14 July, if it's still caught down there, look for Solana to start getting down into the it dipped into the 20s before, but look for it to fall back into the 20s. We get another rejection off this line. All right, and look for it to try to retest $19. Now, does that mean that's a bad thing? No, it just means it gives you time to look. A bull run is where you make money. A bear market is where you get rich. All right, so we're going to look at XRP. This is the daily, and this trend is oh man, you could draw this trend way out here. So XRP is stuck in a downtrend as well. Okay, rejection, rejection, rejection. So around mid-July, look for XRP to come back and retest the 50s. Okay, because there's nothing indicating right now that it's testing a break of the trend. Okay, was that helpful? Is that helpful to everybody in the chat? Death Proof says Mothercoin QNT is doing the same. Yeah. If that was helpful to you guys, yeah, please let me know in the chart section. Whales are just redistributing on a larger time frame than tanking the market at once, as the market is bigger. And so I'm gonna open you guys' minds real quick. Okay, I'm gonna open you guys' minds real quick, and we'll look at Bitcoin to do it. Blow you guys' mind away. You guys ready? Are you ready for a magic? No, but seriously, when look at this, right? Okay, so whale number one, whale number two, and whale number three got in right here. Okay, or we'll say got in right here. Okay, they saw a new all-time high. That's when I'll get in. I'll get in when Bitcoin can show me it'll set a new all-time high. Okay, 4 and 5 and 6 are sitting on the sideline, and they see this. Okay, they see money uh, double here, and they see it triple here. Okay, when whales miss the boat, their buddies will turn the boat around. If that makes sense to everybody, just leave that in the chat. Just say makes sense. Okay, when whales 4, 5, and 6 miss the boat, their buddies that they golf with, okay, that they go fishing with, that they go to their private islands with, will turn the boat back around and pick them up. Now, they're all together in a new market together. So that makes sense to everybody. Just say makes sense in the chat. And and you'll see other channels, right? You'll see you see some of the major channels, they say, "Oh, well, this was all accumulation, right? We're just accumulating in this zone." Uh no. It's not how this works, okay? We were distributing in this zone, okay? This is actually called a markdown as an effect of this. This is actually not called redistribution, it's actually called micro distribution. Okay? It's micro distribution. On the front side of a bull run, which is the only place where accumulation occurs, accumulation does not occur on the backside of a bull run. It only occurs on the front side. You have your macro accumulation, you have your markup, okay? Then you have your micro accumulation and your secondary markup. Then into distribution, macro distribution. Then back around into the markdown. Then into micro distribution, which then turns into a markdown. Okay, markdown. And then we will go into an accumulation and find bottom and then back up. Now, this bottom, okay, you'll know when we're in macro accumulation again because Bitcoin will ride along the 50-day moving average. Okay, so this is one of the last things I'm going to show you guys before I go, and I'll actually turn on um, the moving averages really quick so you guys can see that. Okay, we'll make let's do this. Okay, this is our 50, right? And then we're gonna make, we can leave it that color. Okay, that's our 50. And then this is our 200. And we will make it, let's make it purple. All right. Now, do you see the projected paths of the 50 and the 200? The 200 is going this way, okay? The 50 is going this way, okay? Could it turn in a little bit? Yes, it could. Could this do that? Yeah, it could. Okay. But we can't set a new all-time high until we're above the 50 and the 200 day, and this is where all this resistance is coming from. All that bull, all the bull crap that they're shilling you is just ridiculous. Okay. So what'll happen when we're in macro accumulation? The price will eventually start to ride the 50 and then back on up. Okay. We can battle test that as well for those who want to see what I'm talking about. You see what price was doing? What was it doing here before the bull run? Riding the 50 until it broke above the 50 and the 200. Then we can go back here to the 2017-2018 bull run. Okay. What was price doing? I mean, guys, you can't even make this up. Okay. what was price doing back here? Riding the 50 until it went above and into the bull run. And where did an all-time high occur? Above the 50 and 200, above the 50 and 200, above the 50 and 200, above the 50 and 200. Okay, even the rally above the 50 and the 200. If you take um, our current run, okay, if you take our current run, where did the all-time highs happen? Above the 50 and the 200. Okay, now look where we are. With the 50 now going this way and the 200 going that way, do you really see price jumping up like that and going above the 50 and the 200 after a death cross, after a downtrend that started before the death cross? So those are the things I would just say to just be on the watch out for, guys. Okay, just be on the watch out for those things. And I really hope um, this stuff made sense to you guys, right? I hope this stuff made sense to you guys. And it says Death Proof Solutions. Mystic Rick, what books are you reading to learn this? How can a man learn how to fish? I will read them ASAP. I do a lot of research. No books. When I get into something, I just have this knack to want to know everything about it, like my DNA, before I get involved. And so I studied the crypto market for over a year and a half before I got into the crypto market, even though I had heard about it previously. I wanted to know it like the back of my hand. But I will do the best I can to share my knowledge with you guys, and I'm looking real forward to validating another data set for my mountain-based theory, because the goal is to eventually have it become a very popular indicator. I'm on to something pretty serious here. Abdul says, good vibes. All trust everyone's doing well, trading positively. Thanks for your great content. Very informative and really helpful. Oh, thank you, Abdul. I really appreciate you. I really appreciate you. All right, so that's all I have for you guys today. I'm about to grab me my last night coffee and then hit the bed. Please make sure to share my content, whether it's on Twitter, on Facebook, on Instagram, um, or just have your buddies at work watch it, or just spread the word. I really appreciate what you guys are doing. You're commenting, you're interacting. Hopefully, I'm teaching you something, and I'm learning from you guys as well, right? You can't lead without understanding followership. So thank you guys so much, and you all have a great night.